My name is William Cordova. I was born in Lima, Peru. I live and work in Miami and New York. I have two works in the exhibit Latin Surrealism, Billy D and the Colt 45s, and I Just Can't Keep It All in My Mouth. Both works are from 2001, and they're made with ink, graphite, on reclaimed postcards. Much of my early work was done on reclaimed materials, ephemera, and I tend to use office supplies rather than art supplies due to the cost. I don't think art should cost or be that expensive to make, nor inaccessible to the general public. The economy of the material is also integral to the themes and narrative in all of my work. I Just Can't Keep It All in My Mouth is a synthesis of literary references from J.D. Salinger to Jorge Luis Borges. There are aspects of magic realism in the work Billy D and the Colt 45s. I would say much more than surrealism, because magic realism focuses on the material object, the real world. Surrealism is more focused on the subconscious and the psychological, the cerebral. Surrealism and magic realism have some similarities, though, but their origins differ in the Caribbean and Latin America than from Europe. Magic realism was informed more so through religion, spirituality, rituals, folkloric tales. Many of those folkloric tales evolved through the use of ayahuasca, peyote, chicha, cacao. Powerful ingredients used by the Incas, Tiwanaku, Taínos, Mescaleros, Maya, Aztec, and Navajo people for thousands of years. They were used for medicinal purposes at first, ceremonial purposes, spiritual and religious purposes. There's a long lineage of magic realism in visual art, literature, cinema, music, dance that spans thousands of years in the Americas and in the Caribbean. Look at 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Cuculí by Luis Figueroa and Eulegio Nishiyama, also Tilsa Tsuchiya and Pancho Fierro, Latin American surrealists, magic realist painters, the Maya Codex. Dominican Republic folklore produced El Galipote, El Cuco. Those are our synthesis of Taino and African diaspora origins. Today, writers like Native American Sherman Alexie and Haitian writer Edwidge Danticat carry on some of these traditions. Well, I see work as a coping mechanism that can be directed as a constructive tool. Drawing and writing was a coping mechanism for me and many other young people during the 1980s, during that violent decade of decadence. At the time, I directed all my fears, anxiety, and pain into short illustrated narratives. I never shared any of these self-published works. Made thousands of them, but I ended up throwing them all away. They weren't really meant for public consumption. In a way, they were self-therapeutic homework. I think it's important for creative practitioners to not settle into one style, one box, one way of working. It's important not to be branded. I think it's important to evolve and take risks. Otherwise, we become complacent. We become product makers. Now, the production of culture is a constant thing. It's a phenomenon that is always changing, whether we like it or not. Sometimes by force, sometimes organically. I'm interested in pushing my practice and disrupting a mainstream assumption of economic, intellectual, and practical success.